young girl or a young man, I don't know. I think the struggles for men are different. I don't know if they would apply, but for girls, is to, find an identity and like avoid that identity to be your skin color, And once you find that identity, that for me, and this is very personal, is in Jesus, that's where my strength comes from, I know who I am because I'm a daughter of God, and I'm a daughter of God first, and I'm a human, and I'm not a skin color. And yes, you're probably going to struggle a little bit more, maybe to find like minded people or, um, people that maybe understand. But yeah, find an identity that is solid and that is not as, you know, unstable as your skin color.
Wow.
Without
Okay.
understanding our background, of course. Like, yeah, you have to, we live in the world, so you have to understand our realities and our experiences and how they are influenced by our environment. We have to understand that, but don't let that to be your identity.
Yes. So Kenneth Johnson just became a new member. Thank you very much. Travel with EJ Wade says back from Costa Rica, Philippines, or Brazil next. I would never vouch for the Philippines, so I would say Brazil. Thank you for the super chat. So I'm gonna save my question for last. I'm gonna save my next question for
Okay.
last. So, in what ways have you actively resisted or challenged these stereotypes? It seems like we wrote the same questions back to back. You've already answered that one. So, how do you think men, particularly Afro-Latin men, are affected by these ideologies in the context of dating? Like, what does their life look like since there are a lot of Afro-Latinas that may think how you were taught to think? What is his daily life like?
You know, from what I've seen, uh, Afro Latinos, like men, they tend to be more open, to date black women. I've always find that I see a black man and they like it's not uncommon for me to see a black man with a black woman. Like I don't know, I don't. Maybe I haven't been exposed to a lot of black people either. So yeah,
Okay. I guess we might have to interview a Afro Latino to get the exact judgment on that. So, looking forward, how optimistic are you about the possibility of shifting these cultural norms? In other words, what do you think the future is like in the next 10 years, and what do you think it will take? What is the next step that must be done and repeated and practiced for this to change within the next 10 years?
in the next 10 years, I think conversation starters. I think with the rise of social media, a lot of people that are, I hate saying this, but are waking up in a sense to to the reality and not conforming to the beliefs that they acquire from their environments are starting to speak out more, and to in the next 10 years those people that are having babies trying to teach those values to their children, so in maybe 20, 30 years those mentalities start to shift. It's so I would say right now it's personal development, taking responsibilities for your own life, and start to deconstructing those old beliefs that were put there by society, start creating new ones, and then form families, and spread out, good values.
Okay, so let me ask you this:
Yeah.
where would you recommend Black American men that want to date Afro Latina women? Where would you recommend that they go? Like for me, it's Cali, Colombia.
Hmm.
It's Salvador or Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Uh, shit, that's really it. That's where else would you recommend in South America?
But what is it that you want? You want to date a black person, or do you want to find a wife? What is it that you guys want?
Well, both. I mean, because even if you just wanted to hook up with them, like
Mm-hmm. That's
I,
anywhere.
that's I don't see. But with that, when I was in Montevideo and Buenos Aires, and I ran
Mm-hmm.
into black women, it's almost like they couldn't hear me talking to them. But when I went to Cali and Salvador, where there was plenty of black women, they had no, like they were just like normal people. Like they could hear me talking to them, and they were interested. But
Mm-hmm.
in other places, it was like they wanted to kind of show out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess for either way, if they want to, where let me say this: where can they interact the best with Afro Latinas?
You're putting it hard because those are two different things. If you want a wife, and I don't know if your audience wants, that's what they want, but if you want a wife, you're gonna find it anywhere, anywhere. You're not gonna be like there are. What I'm trying to say with this is there are good people and bad people in every country, and I guess there are cultures that are better than other ones, but mainly in the Americas as a continent, you can find a wife anywhere. You just have to be a decent human being, a decent man. If you want to hook up, that's a different story. As a black man, I understand that there are struggles, and those struggles are mainly defined by how black people are seen in America. So go to countries where there are plenty of black communities where they're more welcoming in general. So yes, I would say definitely Colombia. I would say even in Central America, El Salvador, or even Venezuela. You can go to Venezuela. You can go to Brazil. Um, yeah, or
Okay.
even here in Lima, I've seen a few black men with like mestizas here. So
No, what we're talking about, no, just black men that want black women, not the
oh, what
mestizos. Like,
black? Oh, right, right. Yeah, the Peru was the only one that wouldn't be in that list. So yeah, um, Brazil, Colombia, El Salvador, Venezuela. Yeah,
okay, again, I would say I got the best result in Cali, Colombia, and Salvador by here, Brazil. So would you say you brought up Venezuela? HG chilling,
yeah.
thank you for the files, Cash App. Would you say that Venezuela was is it safe for somebody to go looking for that there right now?
Safe. I think you can do tourism there. Yeah, but I wouldn't live there just because of the social economic environment. But yeah, I think it's safe for you to do tourism. Yeah, it has changed in the last 5 years for sure. When I left Venezuela, it was a mess, and now it has changed. I wouldn't say it's a great place to live, but if you have the money, because it's also expensive, it's like going to New York. Um, but if you have the money and you like pretty girls, I guess.
So would you say that a lot of Afro Latinas are feminists more so than the mestizos?
Feminist. I think that there's a higher probability that they fall into feminism because of that narrative of, you know, being black, and that is usually that you hear it from a lot from the left and you know black pride, and there are different ideologies that go side to side, and when you fall into those pools of being proud about being black and victimizing yourself in a way, even though that probably wouldn't be the term that they use, but yes, those ideologies usually come in a package, and they tend to come in the same package as feminism.
Okay, makes sense.
It
Yeah,
could,
Marty,
it's a, yeah,
huh?
yeah, yeah.
No, he was just bringing up the fact because I told you I was getting rejected by a lot by the Afro Latinas on live, and
Mm,
just it was very uncalled for, very unusual, but not my problem. So the next super chat is from Sheedy. Says she is a lost, buck, broken woman, very similar liar. to many Black men in America who hate themselves?
Glass back broken. That's a lot.